So Billy Joe Saunders put this video out today on social media, going off on Martin Murray, threatening to knock him out cold if he sees Murray face to face. He invited Murray to come and say it to his face. All the things that Murray's been saying about him on social media since he pulled out. He's been inviting Murray to come say it to his face at the Fury fight on the weekend, and he'll knock Murray out cold. All this kind of rhetoric. Martin Murray called Billy Joe out on the fact that Billy Joe was calling David Haye all types of names for pulling out against his friend Fury twice. And he's basically saying Billy Joe's a hypocrite. Billy Joe is a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite. And so is Tyson Fury, by the way. Yeah, I got a lot of respect for them as fighters, but I got to call it as it is. They are both hypocrites. Because they were going in on David Haye and calling him this, that, and the other. But Tyson Fury subsequently pulled out of many fights. Remember the Klitschko fights he pulled out of? Now, you can say, well, he had a legitimate reason because of the Klitschko fights, because of what was going on behind the scenes. But so did David Haye. We now know that David Haye actually was legitimately injured and that his body was falling apart. We know that now. So, Tyson Fury was quick to condemn a man for being this, that, and the other when he actually was legitimately injured and his body just could not make it through training camps anymore. And same with Billy Joe, condemning the man. Whereas how many fights has Billy Joe pulled out of? He's pulled out of loads of fights. This is not the first time Billy Joe's pulled out of a fight. Pulled out of loads of fights. So Martin Murray's criticism of Billy Joe Saunders is legitimate. And Billy Joe's just doing, Billy Joe's just being a hypocrite, man. That's all he's being. He's just being a hypocrite with the stuff that he's saying. And you expect that from him, really. He's an aggressive kind of character, and so he's saying what he's saying about Martin Murray. But Murray had a right to say what he said. Anyway, aside from all this nonsense that's going on with Billy Joe, the show is actually going on. So a lot of people were speculating that the show, or Billy Joe might have pulled out because ticket sales were bad. Well, apparently not, because the show's still on. Now, I believe it'll be O'Hara Davis versus Josh Lever topping the bill at the O2. I mean, I can't imagine they're going to sell many tickets. No disrespect, O'Hara Davis does have somewhat of a following. I mean, he's got a following of people who like him and a following of people who don't like him. But is O'Hara Davis a headline act at the O2 at this point? I'm glad for O'Hara. I'm glad he's gonna get the exposure. But in terms of the show for Frank Warren and whatnot, he'll probably be taking a loss, I would imagine. I can't imagine the O2 is a cheap venue to be renting out. I'm surprised they're not trying to move this show to the Copper Box, maybe. That's one of Frank Warren's favorite venues, is the Copper Box. So I'm surprised they're not trying to move the show there, because there's nobody really on the show who could headline an O2 right now, in terms of even half filling it. So we'll see how it goes. But nonetheless, I'm glad the show's going ahead, because I do want to see O'Hara Davis versus Josh Lever. I do want to see Dubois versus Little. I mean, if Anthony Yard can fight somebody with a pulse, I'll be interested to see that too. So yeah, just an update on that, people. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.